Today we need to talk about V having enough at a show and what his face was doing. We also need to talk about V believed to be attacked by soldiers and accusations. And then we have Jungkook speaking about V's injury during a show. Say Dumplings, it's Dave. Decide hate it or not. Make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Grab your dumpling, it's his spilling mug merch, and let's go. We need to talk about Jungkook and V both getting injured during a show and what happened there. There is actually a very funny story and a funny situation. It recently has gone viral again as fans started to rewatch older BTS moments and rediscovered funny moments that are going on. So what is the funny moment and where did it come from? People were talking about BTS's show Run BTS. If you're unfamiliar with this show, I do check out a couple of the episodes of it on my Patreon. If you're curious or just want to fangirl over these episodes with me, then please check them out. I will link the Patreon at the top of the description. There's a bunch of copyright issues, so that's the best way for me to put it up without it getting taken down. During one of the episodes of the show, Jungkook accidentally hit his hand or injured it. He was immediately in pain and then moved back. You know how you're in pain, you just kind of move without really thinking, or you just flinch? Well, Jungkook moved back and accidentally moved his leg back and then hit Taeyang's hand that was on the floor. Taeyang, of course, flinched as a result, and then you had Jungkook and Taeyang both in pain. When Jungkook noticed this, he immediately stopped screaming in pain and looked back at Taeyang to see him in pain and then went to comfort Taeyang. This was a moment that people loved because you could just see how much the members love each other. Because even in a moment where one of them is in pain, their pain is completely overtaken by the fact that the other member is in pain. And people only do this when it's family, because it doesn't matter how much pain you're in, but if your mother, brother, child is in pain, you start helping them regardless of your pain. And it also shows that they put each other first above themselves, since there's so many haters and people who like to accuse BTS members of not liking each other and secretly wanting to just go solo. Here is the proof that they actually love each other. I think there has never been any merit to the idea that the members want to go solo and remain solo, because if they did, they could have. They've had opportunities to disband and go solo. They've also had opportunities to not renew their contract as BTS. Would they no longer be friends if one member chooses to leave? Probably. However, isn't that the case with most members who leave a group? Does it stop them? No, it doesn't. That member leaves anyway, and they typically go and have a very successful career outside of the group. This is a very clear and beautiful sentiment that Jungkook actually loves the members and would protect Taeyang with everything that he has. And I believe Jungkook actually would. The boys absolutely love each other, and we always see such cute moments like this that actually end up becoming memes. Other moments that ended up becoming memes are moments like when BTS was doing the Rockin' Eve New Year's performance. If you aren't aware, this is a show hosted in Times Square, New York. It's not always in Times Square, not always live. It might say live, but it's not. And BTS performed there before. They ended up partying with the host and staff there, and there was a photo that went viral where Taeyang was right next to a host, and Taeyang's reaction was priceless. He looked absolutely done and that he did not want to be there. I'm not shocked. It was probably very cold. However, this is funny because this is not the first time that Taeyang did something like this. He has, in the past, taken photos with other Western artists who he did not like, and the ones he didn't like, he didn't make a happy face either. This is very smart to do, especially for someone like him. Of course, he knows that he should probably smile and all that when around people. However, in a photo that will be posted online, he doesn't want to be seen as endorsing someone who may not be the kindest to BTS. Not to say that any of these people aren't, but I'm saying this could be Taeyang's opinion. And if it later does come out that the celebrity Taeyang was not smiling with was a bad person, Taeyang won't be caught in a scandal of him endorsing a bad person. However, sometimes he's wrong and nothing bad happens. However, this doesn't stop the fandom from memeing it and making jokes. You can tell who is a genuinely nice person by the look on Taeyang's face, but not to bag at anyone that Taeyang hasn't smiled with, but there's a lot of oddballs in Hollywood. I feel like in Korea, they'll just be rude to you to your face if they're a mean person. However, in Hollywood, they're fake and it's really condescending comments. It's comments that are like backhanded compliments, or it's someone that is just so pushy for a photo, and then on the other hand, it's someone who's very open about their desire to chase clout. And of course, that doesn't feel good being on the receiving end of that. It makes you feel like not a human being. And I'm assuming Taeyang goes by vibes. However, this reaction that he had got so big that people were using it to meme moments like when they feel they're upset or when they ask for something stupid and their parents look at them like that. And this is absolutely hilarious. The fandom definitely has such an amazing sense of humor. However, 99% of the time, the jokes only mean anything within the fandom. It's only a joke that other armies would understand, and even when they try to make it broad, it doesn't hit. However, similar to how relatable Mary Miyungi was, and this meme also, other people from outside the fandom were able to pick up on it and enjoy it. But going back to BTS and Taeyang, you can tell he just had enough. And sometimes, regardless of if the person is nice or not, sometimes you just have enough of that event and you just want to go home. And I think this is the most relatable thing. Of course, the boys don't have to go to events or do anything like that for quite some time, as it'll be a year before anyone needs to do any public appearance now. There was some concern over any of the BTS members getting severely bullied or attacked during the military. This concern just comes from the idea that the boys are more slimmer and feminine than other men. I guess, however, they're not. They're just what Korean and Asian men look like. And if you compare us to other races, we are all going to look different. Ideologies that hair makes you manly would just make all Asian men appear girly. So naturally, those theories will come about. The boys have also very publicly shown affection to each other, which of course means that a lot of people who may have seen that are going to think that the members are gay. And of course, people get bullied for that. However, a lot of the ideology of what gay is are mostly Western ideologies. Kissing each other in a friendly way, hugging and some touching are not indicators of being gay. Being gay indicates gay. We've seen men in Korea wear crop tops. That is not a symbol of gay over there. People were concerned over moments where he kissed Jungkook or moments where he was seen wearing pride colors. However, I'm sure plenty of people in the military are aware that gay people exist, and they probably have friends that are gay. The idea that he could get bullied for some of the stuff that he has done in the past is odd, because a lot of those things have to be things that you'd only know of if you very closely have followed BTS, which means they're fans. I think overall the boys are safe at the camp, and I don't think this would be a big issue with them. I actually have a big feeling that everyone is just going to try to become friends with the BTS members, as they probably want to hear all about the stories. It's also safe to assume that none of the members are getting bullied, given how each member seems to be striving to become an instructor. If each member does, good luck bullying your teacher. You'll be punished or kicked out. We also need to understand that the boys are not these really fragile creatures that need to be protected. And if someone even looks at a member slightly off, they need to be crucified. The way the fandom gets so triggered and mad over one word about BTS is absolutely insane. Like, they're all just on the verge of being mad constantly. And those who get triggered must be very fun people to hang out with, which also could explain why a lot of them have time to hate online. I'm not talking about those who are concerned and worried about BTS's safety. That's normal. I'm talking about those ready to fight anyone who may not even be causing an issue. And those people probably don't really have friends, because their friends can't possibly be okay with being around this type of angry energy all the time. And if they do have friends, I actually congratulate them on finding each other and hobbies together. I wish the boys the best, and I think they will have a life-changing experience in the military going forward. Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out Patreon for more videos, link down below. Thanks for this lovely comment right here. Love you, bye.